Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Friday, the 5th of February, comes to you from London. And we've got quite a lot of green on the screen today, so we're seeing markets edging higher. The dollar strength this week continues, and we see that rise here on the daily chart. Remembering this is my weekly, my daily, and my 60-minute chart. I'm running on data here from Refinitiv Icon, but of course it could be Bloomberg. Any manner of sources. There are dozens of sources you can run into your Updata system, and I've got the corresponding point and figure charts here that are unique to Updata. So we start by looking at the dollar, and it's looking stronger, which means then that the euro is actually looking weaker against that stronger dollar, and we see it falling through the key levels here, coming back, just resting on the daily cloud support at the moment. And on the weekly chart, there are signs here that we're just right on that support level right this minute. So that's quite key there, that we are just resting on that level there. So we may just find some support here. One to watch. We do have targets in both directions, so there's a little bit of uncertainty there. Sterling back above the 137 level against the US dollar, so that's looking stronger. We're back into short-term bullish territory there. Having consolidated really for most of January, we are just seeing that holding that gains there. And if we look at sterling above against the euro, we're above 114. So quite a big move there yesterday, and we're seeing this week as a very good week for sterling. We've got good upside targets here. 117 is the level that we're looking for at the moment on the short-term chart. So vaccinations in the UK having a bit of a play there for markets. Bitcoin is sitting steady at $37,000. So we've had a bit of a run this week, and we're just sitting still. We do have an upside target of $42,000. That would deactivate the downside target. So that's what we need to watch with Bitcoin. Looking at the S&P 500 index, we're up 1% yesterday. So looking strong, good strong week there showing through. And if we look at the Nasdaq, much the same picture, pushing to new highs there as well. And the Dow breaking the 31,000 level, so we are seeing some strength there coming in as well, so that's quite key. And then last of all, looking at the S&P E-mini, we see here that we're actually up 0.2% today, and the Nasdaq E-mini is pushing higher to 0.2% higher as well. So it looks like the futures will open slightly higher. The VIX volatility is slightly up, but in the low 20s. The fear index causes little cause for concern. The FTSE future flat this morning. The DAX cash market in Germany slightly down, very slightly. It's flat as well. The CAC 40 showing better, up 0.75%. And Japan up 1.3%. So we are seeing a stronger showing in Asia, remembering that Asia was underperforming yesterday. It's pulling back. The only market that we've seen slightly lower is China, but coming back, maybe having broken out, coming back to find what was resistance now becoming support. So that's quite key. Just that move out, back to test that new support level could be what's going on here. We've got good, strong upside targets. The Sensex in India has had an incredibly strong week, massive re-rating there, and the Aussie market up 1.1%, so that's looking strong as well. Taking a look at gold now, we see here that we are pushing higher. We have actually still had a pretty bad week. A lot of this driven by a stronger dollar, remembering that most commodities are inversely related or correlated to the dollar. So if we see a dollar rising, that tends to push commodity prices lower. So gold still above the December low. That's the key thing. We need to hold that 1770 level, but we are still short-term bearish there. Silver up 1.3% this morning. And then if we look at US 10-year yields, they're up to 1.14%. We were as high as 1.16 yesterday, seeing that trend in US bond yields continuing. Taking a look at the energy mix now, we've got Brent crude pushing higher, $59.50, so it's had a good run this week, breaking higher. We've got targets to $60.20 and a new target activated to 62. So we are seeing oil prices pushing higher. WTI sitting at 56.90, so it's also looking very strong there. US nat gas back above the $3 level. Had a big rise yesterday on storage numbers, so that's quite key. We're seeing that move there. And of course, if we look at coal, the whole energy mix is really benefiting today. We see a lot of green on the screen. Coal up nearly 2/3%. And if we look at emissions pushing higher, what a week emissions have had, breaking higher, as we said on LinkedIn. So really pushing much higher there. Gas prices up this morning. We're seeing MPP up 5%, TTF up 4%. So pulling away from that support level, moving back above the cloud. 19 is a pretty key level on TTF front month. And if we look at the seasonal, we're up 3% here as well. So gas having a good strong end to the week. We're still a bit range bound there on the seasonal. German power pushing higher, up 1%, breaking the 52 euro mark, now making new highs, multiple month highs, so it's really looking very strong indeed. 54.50 is the target on the 1 minute chart, 56.30 on the 60-minute chart and the daily chart. So we've got quite a lot to play for there. And last of all, a quick look at Nordic Power, also up 2%, breaking higher. So here we're seeing the low, the high low, and then the high. So that's looking good. A little bit of a shortage of upside targets on the 60-minute, and the target's been met on the 1 minute, but we do have more to play for on the daily. That's it for today. Until Monday, have a great weekend. Happy charting. See you then.